So in this video, Jasmina and I are going to be sharing our crazy travel stories, and crazy in a sense of just bad, bad experience. Not crazy good, but yeah, bad experience. And before we start this video, Jasmina has been feeling under the weather, but she's a trooper. So she is still gonna do this video, but I'm gonna do most of the talking just because she's kind of losing her voice just a little bit. So yeah, but before we start this video, you already know what to do. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet, and comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. What are some of your bad experiences traveling, or if you have any horror stories or whatever, comment down below, let us know. We're curious. But yeah, we are gonna go through the first one, and that is the Lombok trip.
That was crazy.
So let me just backtrack, because first of all, I've been to Lombok a long time ago. I would say before it got too touristy. You know, I mean, it was touristy back then, but not as much as now. And I fell in love with the place mainly because it wasn't like Bali. You know, it was beautiful, it was raw, it was also very, very inexpensive, and it was just, there weren't that many tourists when I went there. And so going into this trip, we were both excited. I hyped it up. I kept telling Jasmina, oh my God, we're gonna have such an amazing experience. And like, yeah, sure. You know, at the end we did, and looking back, we actually laugh at the whole entire trip there. But, you know, prior to the trip, I was telling Jasmina, I was just hyping it up. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have such an amazing time.
I actually have videos where he was talking about like Lombok is amazing.
We are heading to my favorite island here in Indonesia, and it's Lombok. Decided to go to Lombok.
But obviously that changed instantly and right off the bat. Okay, first of all, we were in Bali and we needed to take the boat to Lombok because it's another island. And before you actually go to Lombok, you have to stop at the Gili Islands because they like to pile everyone in there in the boat and drop everyone off at the Gili Islands. There's 3 Gili Islands. There's the Gili T, Gili Meno, and Gili Air. And yeah, we had to stop at all those islands first before we got to Lombok. Not a problem. Sure, it's just people are just trying to be, or boat companies are trying to be efficient, so they like to pack everyone into one boat. We got to the dock. I kid you not, we waited there for what, 2 or 3 hours? It was raining to make it more dramatic. It's like out of all the days, it was obviously raining that day. We waited, people were like queuing, lining up, and it was just such a long wait. And to make things worse, as I mentioned, it was raining. I mean, it didn't make things worse, but sure. I mean, it added to the drama. They put our bags outside when it was raining. No cover, no nothing. They literally just threw it in front of the boat. Because the boat, for one, is overpacked. This is another thing. They're known for overpacking the boats in Bali, Indonesia. Okay, so because they want to make more money, and yeah, they just want to stuff everyone in there. And you can even Google it online, or maybe see it on social media. People standing, there's no seats for them. They're literally standing while taking this specific boat to the Gili Islands or Lombok or whatever. And that wasn't our case. I mean, our boat was definitely full, but I don't think anyone was standing.
Yeah.
It was, however, very, very unsafe because, I mean, there were even some people in there that were getting sprayed on by the water. It was also raining. There were like windows flapping in and out, and one guy had to close it.
Didn't someone puke in the boat tour too? No?
I think so, yeah. Somebody definitely puked. Something. There were a lot of things that happened. There were so many things that was happening in that boat. And before actually getting into the boat, they weren't as organized, because I remember going up to the guy, and then I was just like, is this Lombok? He's like, no, Gili Islands. And then everyone had different tags, like stickers. I forget what our color was. I think ours was orange.
Orange, yeah.
And then the Gilly people had green, and then I just see them entering. And then I don't know, I'm just like, maybe I should ask another guy. It was just my intuition, because I'm like, maybe he just doesn't care. Who knows? But this has got to be the boat, because there's no one else coming at the time, and we've been waiting for 2 hours. So I asked another guy, and then he was like, yeah, this is Lombok. Do you not hear us? Get in, bring your stuff. And I'm like, great. Give him the bags, and then yeah, he literally threw it out front. No cover, no nothing. I thought they were gonna cover it, but like from the inside you can kind of see like where the bags are placed, and even when you step outside you can see where your bags have been placed. And it's just been outside. It was raining. It was a big deal, but also not a big deal. Whatever, clothes got wet. It is what it is. And bags got wet, whatever's in the bag. And then we got in. Yeah, like I said, windows were flapping in and out. Some people were kind of like, what the hell is this? It was also very, very long. It was a long ride. I think it was because there was a storm, or maybe because it was raining. Maybe that's why the boat was slower than usual. I have no idea. That's another safety thing. But what was I gonna say?
The other thing is that this boat, like, I don't think that's the one we originally booked to. Like, I remember we booked the more better one.
Yes, that's the other thing. We booked like, it's not a private boat, but it was a much higher end one. Because I remember seeing it on the ad or on the booking platform, and it was like, oh, this is a decent boat. It's not the best boat, but it's a decent boat. And they put us in like, honestly, it looked like a public slow boat in Laos. That's what it looked like. Nonetheless, we dropped off the people and at the Gillies, and then we finally docked at Lombok. And then there was a guy, he was working. Fairly rude, actually. At first he was trying to be nice, but then he was fairly rude, because then he kept, honestly, I feel like he was, what was he saying? Verbally sexualizing women on the boat. I don't know what he was saying, like, will you kiss me or something, or honey or something like that. He kept saying that. Anyways, we just thought, whatever, it is what it is. And then the whole pitch was he knew taxi drivers that was gonna take us into the city, because where we docked, it's like far away. And obviously Lombok, there's different places where people are going. So he's like, I'm gonna put you guys in a group depending on your location or where you're staying, and then you can get a taxi ride from this guy. And it's gonna be very cheap. It's cheaper because once you get off this boat, everyone's gonna try to rip you off. We're like, sounds shady, but okay, we'll go with you, because for one, it's gonna be cheaper either way, because yeah, we are gonna be in a group as opposed to, going alone. So we're gonna be splitting the cost. That's what I was assuming. Got off the boat, picked up our wet bags and whatnot. The guy was there, and he assigned us to a taxi driver. We went with these two other guys. And then I kid you not, 5 minutes in. So first of all, we agreed on a price, right? Because that's the number one rule when you're traveling. Agree on a price and then get in. Because you don't want to get in and then be like, all of a sudden he'll, hike up or jack up the price to like, I don't know, $50, $100 more. Nonetheless, we agreed on a price. Two guys got in. We don't know them. We also got in. They were staying closer to where we were. And then 5 minutes in, he was like, oh, sir, I gotta get gas. I'm like, sure, whatever. Quick little pit stop. And then he asked us for money. This was not part of the bargain. We would pay for gas if he had said, or the scammy guy at the boat said, you're gonna pay for gas. We would have agreed on that completely. But we didn't agree on this. And then, he was asking us for money. And it got to a point where obviously the two guys didn't have the balls to say anything, or maybe they just, I don't know, maybe it's their first time, who knows? But someone who's an experienced traveler, it doesn't matter how much it is, it's just like the principle. It's like, no, we didn't agree on this, because if that's where it starts, who knows where it's gonna end? I mean, we had a long ride. He would have kept ripping us off even more. That was kind of like my theory on things. And so obviously I had to say something, and I'm like, this was not agreed upon. If you told us beforehand, sure, but we're paying for your gas to drive us to our location, which was not talked about. Anyways, long story short, I argued. I don't think we ended up paying, or we split or something with the other guys. I don't remember. But they were just like, whatever, we'll just pay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if you do this, you never know what's going to happen. And they're actually getting dropped off last, so I don't want to say anything. But if this happens to them, or if they did this in the beginning, then it's most likely going to happen again sometime in the trip. And they're getting dropped off last. So I didn't know what happened, but I was just like, sure, we'll split it or whatever. And then they finally dropped us off to a farm with elephants and dogs and cows or whatnot. Not elephants, but you know what I mean. Yeah, goats. But when I booked this accommodation, they said it was within the city.
Yeah, the center, right?
The center.
In the center.
In the tourist center.
And mind you, we were starving at this point
Yes.
too. So that's why
Yeah.
we booked this place, so that we can go out and get
food.
Yeah.
This was not in the center. This was 5 minutes, a 5-minute drive away from the center, but a half an hour walk. No, it was more than that. I think 45 minutes or something, because
Yeah.
they were located on a highway. And it was weird because it was like literally smack down in the farm. But nonetheless, we're just like, also the scammy thing is this guy had two different addresses. And then one was in the center, and the other one, when you actually figure it out, it's like here. So on booking, he has the address right in the center, but when you actually the location was just whatever. It was different.
The other thing is that we kept asking him for the address during the drive.
He wouldn't give it.
He would not give it till
Yeah.
the very last moment, until we got kind of mad that he did not tell us anything.
Exactly. Even our driver was confused. He's like, this is not the center or something. He was just like, this is not it. This is not Kuta.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, he says it is Kuta, but it's not the tourist Kuta center.
Yeah.
So anyways, we booked it for 2 nights. Big mistake. Normally we, book it for a night and then extend. But for some reason I was just like, you know what? It's in the center. And I've been to Lombok before, and people are nice and amazing. And they are, but you got scammy people like this over time when tourists, picks up. Got there, got a night's sleep. There's also no Wi-Fi, by the way. But again, big deal, but not a big deal. Because on his thing, it says Wi-Fi is included. And then when we kept asking for Wi-Fi, no. He was just like, no. So the next morning...
Wait, you should also mention how we discovered our new favorite food within Indonesia.
Oh, rocket chicken.
Yeah.
Rocket chicken. We ordered rocket chicken that night. And it was the only thing that was available on Grab because it was fairly late. I mean, it was one of the very few things, but rocket chicken was just delicious. If you're going to Lombok,
was the best.
nasi goreng, mi goreng, all that stuff, sure. But honestly, rocket chicken is freaking amazing. They have one restaurant in Kuta at the center. Go there. It's so amazing.
It's
Chicken
so
and rice
worth
is just
it.
amazing.
And it's so cheap and it's so good. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
portions are decent and the quality is just, it was delicious. Yeah. Okay, the next day, almost done here, I promise. Next day, what did we do? Yeah, I was just like, we're moving into the center. We have another, night or two here. We're not gonna stay here. I told the guy, the owner, I'm like, no, we're not staying here. You can either give us a refund or don't give us a refund at all. It's for one, the location is false advertising, wrong location, wrong amenities. It was just false advertisement through and through.
Yeah.
And so we decided to leave, and then we got a cab, another taxi driver. Very sleazy. All the taxi drivers, honestly, I'm just gonna say this up front because that's just my experience. They're just very sleazy. I understand it's not like they're trying to feed their family and times are hard, sure, but it's just, I find it very, very sleazy. I mean that in the most respectful way possible, but also the most truthful way possible, because it's very scammy. Anyways, this guy, we waited for like what, a good hour. I kept texting him. Also, when I texted him, how far away are you? And then he's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. No, that 5 minutes turned into nearly an hour. Okay, nearly an hour. I vlogged everything, by the way. If you want to check out our vlog, it's I'm gonna link it up above, but I vlogged the entire thing about this whole experience. And yeah, so finally got there, waited an hour or so. He got there and he was charging us something ridiculous for a 5-minute drive. And then I also filmed this, the time it took to drive, and then how much we paid him. It was probably the most expensive 5-minute taxi drive I've ever taken in my life. More expensive than if you were to take a taxi in Vancouver, which is ridiculous. Vancouver is one of the most expensive cities in the world, or even New York, I think. But very expensive. Nonetheless, we got there and things kind of changed from then on, because first of all, the place that we stayed in was nice. The guy, hostel owner, no, not hostel, it was a guest house. Guest house / hotel. Very, very nice, very accommodating, very normal. Okay, he wasn't scammy or anything. We ended up staying there for a long time. But yeah, after that, I feel like our trip went smoother. Definitely much smoother. I mean, there were hiccups in between Lombok and...
A lot.
Yeah, okay. I'm probably estimating that. But yeah, there were a lot of things after that, but I'm just going to stick to this story, because otherwise I could go on for like a whole hour or two. Because yeah, it's such a shame, because Lombok is honestly one of my favorite places back then. It's just, yeah, when I guess tourists picked up over time, and now there's a lot of, I know times are tough, economy is tough, scammers are just everywhere, and it's just very unfortunate, because Lombok is so beautiful, so.
I also loved Lombok, like despite this, and yeah, there was a ton of hiccups, but they're like really funny ones, annoying but funny. But looking back, it's just, I loved it so much because it was just so funny. Yeah,
it was quite the experience. At the end, we're just like, we laugh at it now. And I mean, even then we were, I guess, still laughing at it, but probably not as much now, because yeah, I mean, travel, it's part of traveling. But yeah, that's one of our crazy stories. Don't know what your definition of crazy is, but to us, that's pretty hectic. Now, Jasmina's going to talk about our next experience, which is in Laos, actually.
Yeah, and this was my first time in Laos. So RJ has been to Laos, I think once.
I've been there once, but yeah, I haven't been to this specific place that you're going to talk about.
Yeah, so that's why we were in Luang Prabang, by the way. We had spent a few days there, and our plan was to go to Vang Vieng. But then we were like, you know what, let's go somewhere where we haven't been to, like where you haven't been to.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's nice. And we were like, where should we go? And we were like, we should go somewhere that's like kind of underrated or something like that. So that was Nong Kiao. And it was only, I think, a 3-hour ride, supposedly.
It felt longer, yeah.
Yes, yeah. But it was supposed to be
3-hour ride.
Maximum, yeah. So we were like, okay, we'll go there. So the next day we went to like a ticket office, and we were like, we want a van to Nong Kiao, and we asked if they had like the AC one, and we paid a little bit extra to get the better one. And then the next day comes, we get picked up by a van. It's actually an AC van, but it's like a smaller one. So this van picked us up, and then some other like foreigners too, like only foreigners. And this is very important in this story, by the way. So the van picks a bunch of people and then drops us off in like a van/bus terminal. It was, I think, a 20-minute ride or something, so it wasn't too long. So this is where kind of the mix-up happens. So we got out of the van, took our bags, and then a bunch of drivers start telling us in which van we should go into. So we just went by with whatever they said, just because we were like, they know probably where we're going, what van we're going into. So I was like, yeah, we did not think much of it. Until like we put our bags inside the van and we go in this van, we realized, I don't think this is the van that we're supposed to be in, because we then noticed the people that the van had picked up, like the other foreigners that we were with, they were all together in one van, and we were like the only ones that were separated.
Yeah.
And in this van that we were in, not that was a bad thing, but we were literally the only foreigners in that van. And this van was packed. Like the ones where the other ones was in, like the foreigners, it was like spacious, big, and everyone had their own seats. RJ had to sit in a freaking bucket, or what was it?
Milk crate.
We then realized that our van was getting really, really packed. Like there was lots of people coming in, and we were getting stared at a lot. Like they knew we were not supposed to be in this van. Plus, this wasn't even the van that we had booked. I don't think it had AC or anything. It was just a very old, dodgy van, like, to put it that way. It was just more so it's not what we paid for, so that's like the thing that kind of is very
It's
annoying.
like one of those vans where if you wanted to kidnap someone,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah, and the thing that pissed both of us off, made us more so uncomfortable was, well, he was sitting on the milk thing.
Crate, yeah.
I was sitting like on the side, and then there was a guy that sat next to you, and he was being so weird. He was like filming me or taking photos
Yeah,
of
he
me.
was filming.
Yeah.
Like I just caught a glimpse of him, and then I'm just like, okay, weird. Or maybe he's gonna post a meme like when tourists don't know where to go. But we got shoved into this van, by the way,
Yeah.
like she said. So,
Yeah, literally.
So that was a weird part.
Oh, the other thing about this whole experience, like I said, it was extremely packed. So there was people sitting behind us, in front of us, next to us, like literally everywhere. And everyone's eyes was literally on us. And there was this one weird guy like sitting right behind me. And at first, I can kind of smell, we both smelled that he was like under the influence perhaps, because
He smelled like liquor.
Yeah.
Like very strong. Like it looks like he just got off like a 12-hour liquor party or something like that.
Yeah, literally. And then I felt like this weird tugging sensation on my head. I was like, well, what's that? That's weird. I thought at first my hair got stuck onto like the seat. So I did not think much of it. But then I turned around because I felt like it was getting yanked, like properly yanked. So then I look and then I see this idiot, he like is holding my hair. And then I got so uncomfortable and I did not tell him at the time, which you were,
Yeah, I don't know what I would have done.
I told you.
Maybe it's
after
a
he
good
left.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She told me after.
He got dropped
he
off.
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done. I think it was a better idea if you didn't tell me at that time, because I don't know. I don't want to go to like a Laos prison just in case. I don't know what would have happened. We'll never know. Maybe it's the best. But yeah, she told me like her hair was getting pulled. I don't know if that's like a common thing in Laos, which is very strange for one.
Yeah, I was so like uncomfortable the whole time that I even like put my hair right in front and I like held it. And then he noticed that I was like so uncomfortable.
So I looked back.
Yeah.
I stared at the man. The drunk man.
Yeah, but he finally got dropped off, so yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can continue, my voice is getting
Yeah,
lost.
and then so we did make pit stops. There was a lot of pit stops of like picking people up and dropping people off to like these villages.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They were picking up random
Yes. And they were also bargaining. I obviously don't understand the language, but it seemed like they were bargaining and all that stuff. And I think if we had gone into the tourist van, obviously we wouldn't have stopped unless it was, at a pit stop or like a proper restaurant or something for food. Where we stopped though, it was very local. Everyone got off and yeah, it didn't feel right to get off for some reason. So we just stayed in the van.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was a stop. And it's funny because after all of this, when we did have to leave Nong Kiao, we were finally in the tourist van for one. Everything was so much smoother, faster. We made like maybe 1 or 2 pit stops at a proper washroom, obviously at a touristy, restaurant, but that was I think how it's supposed to be going into Nong Kiao. It's just we got put into this van, unfortunately, but yeah, nonetheless, we survived this whole chaotic ride. Again, false advertisement. And when I texted the girl, she said, I don't know what she said, but I have it on the text conversation.
I think she was also a bit confused now. Like, I don't think she expected that also. No?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to go over the messages, but yeah, anyways, I texted her. I'm like, is this how it's supposed to be? And yeah, anyways, nonetheless, again, another crazy story. And
Nong Kiao was very pretty, by the way.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it's still, fairly rugged, raw, and there's fairly any tourists as of now. Who knows what'll happen a few years later, but if you are going to Laos, highly suggest you go to Nong Kiao. It's just try to avoid this whole, from Luang Prabang to Nong Kiao, this whole van thing. Just make sure you get into the proper van.
Yeah.
I think we should have questioned it more too. Like, can we go to another van or something, or can we go with the tourist?
Like the one we paid for.
Like the one we paid for, yeah. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So those are our stories, some of our stories, because like I said, if we were to share all of them, yeah, we would be here for hours. But let us know if you want us to share more of our crazy stories, and we'd love to hear from you. Like we said, comment down below. Let us know your crazy travel stories, bad experiences to be specific. Like this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet, and we'll catch you in the next one.